first of all, thanking you guys for coming to do the show tonight, but since it was your first experience, asking you how it actually felt like when you were up there on the stage. I mean, you've seen the show, you've been familiar with it, so how did it feel to actually do it?
It's interesting for sure. It's kind of funny to think about doing, because we've played Austin so many times, and it's always been with our fan. We've always had it's our fan base, and it's kind of cool doing a show where people, I gather a lot of people probably don't know who we are here, and it's kind of nice. Like back in the day, we used to do a lot of opening gigs. You'd open for bands, and nobody knew who you were, and it was always kind of fun. There's always that sort of, you kind of get a little pumped up knowing like, okay, we're gonna show these people who we are and what we do and why it's important, and that aspect was really exciting about it. And then too, just being on that stage that you've seen so many times, you're like, oh yeah, we're here. I just saw the Steve Miller one was just that they were playing that one. Just thinking about how cool it was. It's like, I'm gonna be there in a week.
Toby and I have been recording music together for like about 20 years. And we just started doing that because we weren't really able to be in a band because we didn't really know people that we wanted to be in a band with. So his uncle gave him a 4-track, and that was just the best possible outlet. And so instantly, that wasn't like a compromised kind of way of working. That was sort of a bit of salvation for us to have. So we always took the very kind of humble gear that we could get our hands on real seriously and just didn't view it like, okay, there's real music that sounds hi-fi, and then we'll just kind of scrape away the surface and do what we can, Like, we just were like, this is what we have, and we'll do it the best. And that has always been our, relationship with Fidelity. It's kind of arbitrary. It's just like, you set forth on a process with each record. You say, okay, I'm either going to be here, I'm going to work with this guy, and that could mean anything from going to a really nice studio with a producer to just being like, we're going to have our 8-track and 2 microphones. And it's always felt the same for us, and so we've just built off of that relationship with recording, and to this day, still derive a lot of joy out of a cassette tape or, pretty simple way of recording. I don't know. I guess it's definitely a fascinating thing, just fidelity in general and people's understanding of it, because, I mean, there are things available in what you call a lo-fi recording that are there to experience that you would actually miss out on if you were to record it in a hi-fi way. It's not just impressionistic or obscuring real sound back there. It's actually bringing and offering a new feeling or a new understanding of the context that the music's coming from. So we've never devalued lo-fi music, and so it was convenient for us as well that that's really all we could do for so long. It's convenient that we liked it and that so many of the bands we liked and looked up to were doing that,
So aside from the technology aspect of the lo-fi, is part of it also rooted in a certain, I don't know what you call it, nostalgia or inspiration about the music itself from that era?
Doesn't feel like nostalgia, no. It is an appreciation for sure, but it feels just as relevant and real today as, to me, as maybe it did to the people who heard a record in 1964. I don't know. I don't know. That in and of itself is another interesting kind of point in people's general aesthetic understanding of music and stuff. Like, it doesn't feel old. When you feel something, when you put on a record and you connect to it, that moment is born, like that's a brand new moment.
I don't know what kind of, if you had a vision or any sort of like goals for what you were trying to do with your music, but how do you think it got from basically just kind of messing around in Philadelphia 20 years ago to becoming what it is today?
I think by just not stopping, really. We never let up, and opportunities arise, Great things have happened for our band along the way, and we've always been very excited to take these opportunities, go on tour with bands. Like Toby said early on, we were fortunate enough to lure in some more prestigious fans, who were in bands that people wanted to see, and then they'd let us open. And we were real lucky about that for a long time. And we just saw it for what it was, the opening band. It's like he said, there is like a thrill in playing for an audience that doesn't know you because you want to feel as though you said your piece and do your best, and then yeah, you do that for a while, and yeah, everything just kind of builds upon itself. But I think that really, there's never really been a vision. It's just been about enjoying the process and the rewards of that.
So let me ask you about the process of writing the songs. From correct me if I'm wrong, but the two of you write the songs, but you don't necessarily, if ever, write together.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. Have you ever tried? You must have.
We try. Oh yeah, we every
It
once.
just works better this way.
Yeah, I don't. I think it's probably the same for a lot of people who write. It's very solitary process, and you think better when you're alone. And every once in a while we'll have a song. You know, this song's an A and it needs a bridge. Do you have a bridge? Yes, I have a bridge in it. You know, and we'll do that sometimes. Or this lyric is kind of sticky. It's not all that. It's not really working. What do you got? We'll do that kind of stuff. But for the most part, it's. I don't even know what that would be like trying to write a song. I feel like it would end up being like a parody, you know, of something. It's just hard to. The aspect of song, or at least for me, when I feel genuine in songwriting, is so singular to myself that you know, it doesn't really. The writing itself is its own deal. You know, it's its own. Yeah, you do it for yourself. You know, and then you bring the song to the band, and then the band latches onto it, and then you go from there. But the actual writing part of it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not the kind of thing where. Yeah, it's just a solitary thing, you know. It's like reading. You can't read with somebody. That'd be ridiculous. We're not really a band that plays our songs live before they're recorded. The recording process is definitely part of the writing process. You know, we will have all the words and all the changes and all the, for the most part, 90% done. But the band, if everybody likes a song, it's the band's song. It stops being your song. You've done your part, and so everybody sort of has carte blanche to say, this stinks, or this is awesome. Let's do this more. Let's do this less. Get rid of this. Don't do this. You've got, you know, and there's no. You know, it's humbling, very humbling in a way.
Carte blanche can be painful.
Yeah, it can be very painful. And it's just like, I don't like it. Like, well, what don't you like about it? I don't like this part
You
about
don't like me.
it. Yeah. You get that, but it works. It works. We're very, we've all been working together for a long time, and you know, you get over it. Our whole band has always been doing stuff. It's never looking back and reflecting and saying, this is where we are, this is where we want to be, or just do it. Just do it. I mean, that's over and over again. It's the only way to sit there and try and think about all the other aspects of what it means to be in a band, or what it means to fans of a band or anything like that. It's, you lose your mind. I mean, there's only one reason we're in the band, and it's for us. And so there's only one reason to ever do anything, and it's for us. I mean, the whole point of doing anything is to find some joy in it, and that's all we ever try to do.